What's the price of angering a Homelander? Eyewitnesses to a gruesome scene of a head explosion stayed silent, except for one fanatic who broke the silence. As fans around him cheered with excitement, Homelander began to enjoy himself, as if human lives were trivial in his eyes. This is the privilege held by superheroes. The ultimate horror of Homelander unfolds later. A passenger made brief eye contact with him, only for Homelander to laser slice the plane completely in two. His cruelty didn't end there. After seeing his approval rating dip by 0.1%, he unleashed his rage on a surrendering criminal, plunging his fist through the man's torso, then claiming self-defense. Soon after, Homelander went on a rescue operation that underscored his merciless nature. He targeted a hijacked plane with hundreds abroad, tearing the cabin door open. A strong gust of wind threw out a passenger. As terror overtook the hijackers, he obliterated them with his deadly laser beams. After eliminating all the hijackers, applause filled the cabin as passengers cheered him on. Although flattered, Homelander's colleague Maeve spotted something wrong. She noticed the locked cockpit door and the lack of response from the captain. Homelander tore the door open to find a hijacker holding the pilot at gunpoint, but he showed no mercy, blasting the hijacker with his lasers. The power of his beams, however, not only killed the hijacker, but also destroyed the flight controls, putting the plane in imminent danger. Without hesitation, Homelander walked back to the cabin to soothe the passengers. Moments later, he shattered the door and signaled Maeve to leave the plane with him, but she hesitated, begging him to save 2 children. Homelander refused, knowing that if anyone survived to reveal his indifference, his approval rating would plummet, something he couldn't allow. The passengers finally realized they had been deceived and protested against him, but Homelander silenced them with threats. Afterwards, he grabbed Maeve and left, only to watch the plane plummet straight into the ocean. When the wreckage was discovered, Homelander reappeared, not to aid rescue efforts, but to improve his image. He shifted all the responsibility onto national security, claiming that had he been informed earlier, no passengers would have died. He blamed the fact that they weren't part of national defense protocols for the delay in rescue. To show his grief, Homelander even shed tears during his moving speech. Without knowing the truth, the crowd started chanting Homelander's name. This highlighted not only his strong abilities, but also his unmatched knack for shaping reality. Even though he was intimidating, someone boldly challenged him by presenting translucent remains, ready to retaliate, but clueless about his enemy's identity. Homelander reluctantly stood down. Elsewhere, Kimiko's clues led Butcher and Huey to a noodle shop, staking out for A-Train, who often stops there to grab Dan-Dan noodles for Kimiko after picking up compound fee. After days of waiting, they uncovered a lead, a peculiar elderly woman hiding a weapon. Following her to a concealed supermarket entrance, they sneaked inside and found a secret hideout secured by several henchmen. Taking advantage as the guards ate, they slipped into the back room to search for compound fee. Frenchie, getting distracted by a heavy steel door, stumbled upon a girl locked inside. Urged Frenchie not to interfere, but he ignored the warning and opened the cell. Alarms blared instantly, and the guards yelled to block the girl's escape. A man, confined and abused, was cruelly outfitted with an explosive. As he tried fleeing using invisibility, the bomb detonated, tearing him apart. While witnessing Translucent reduced to chunks, Butcher felt a flicker of vengeance, realizing this wasn't the moment to rest. His unbreakable skin remained intact, raising concerns of discovery. Refusing to dispose of it, Butcher decided to offer Translucent's remains as a gift for Homelander. Later, Butcher brought in his jet-smart ally, Mother's Milk, to strengthen the crew. Together, they quickly discovered Kimiko's residence. It turned out she was A-Train's secret girlfriend. If they could bug her, they'd likely uncover classified information. Disguising themselves as internet repair technicians, Huey and infiltrated her home under the pretense of upgrading her broadband. Their teamwork was flawless. Distracted Kimiko, while Huey installed a listening device. Their mission was smooth until A-Train unexpectedly returned. Huey froze in panic, but luckily A-Train didn't recognize him, allowing them to escape unscathed. Huey was infuriated by A-Train's nonchalance, forgetting how he had killed his girlfriend mere weeks earlier. This only fueled Huey's thirst for revenge. While driving away, they made a breakthrough. A-Train confided to Kimiko about his lagging performance and the upcoming race. To secure his fastest man alive title, A-Train demanded Compound V from Kimiko. She initially refused, warning it was like a superpowered steroid with dangerous side effects. But her resolve faltered after A-Train promised to make the relationship public if he won. This promise swayed Kimiko, prompting her to reveal a stash of Compound V. Meanwhile, the boys resolved to steal it during A-Train's race. On race day, the team split roles. Butcher and M observed A-Train's behavior. Huey disguised himself as a reporter, and Frenchie sneaked into a vent in the locker room, awaiting the right moment. As A-Train took to the track, the plan was set in motion. Frenchie burst into action, lowering a rope from the vent. However, Starlight entered the locker room unexpectedly. Huey cleverly intercepted her, inviting her for coffee to distract her. This gave Frenchie ample time to search A-Train's bag. Though he found no Compound V, it turned out A-Train had already consumed it, heightening his abilities, but leaving him agitated. Watching from afar, Butcher noticed A-Train's odd behavior. In what seemed like a failed operation, M saw Kimiko clutching a vial of Compound V on a surveillance feed. The boys moved back to her apartment right as the race began. At the firing of the starting gun, A-Train and his competitor dashed out of sight in a blur of motion. For more interesting recaps like this, make sure to like the video and subscribe.